What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I said it way back in March. If they don't get this deal done before training camp, it was most likely not going to happen. And here we are, week one, officially starting, first game on Sunday against the Jets. Friday was the cutoff day, and now it is official. The Ravens were unable to come to terms with Lamar Jackson for an extension. So he will enter the 2022 season without a contract extension. He will be getting $23 million this year, but after this year, he will be a free agent, and the Ravens will have to wait until the offseason to try this again. Now, I'm sure some people are thinking, well, maybe they could have some discussions here and there throughout the season. Maybe during the bye week, they may have to talk about it. No, Lamar Jackson clearly stated his cutoff was week one. And after that, there will be no more contract talks for the entirety of the season. They will resume them after the season. And if you really don't believe that's going to happen, here's a direct statement that came out, 10, 20 minutes ago? A direct statement from General Manager Eric DeCosta about the situation. Despite best efforts on both sides, we were unable to reach a contract extension with Lamar Jackson. We greatly appreciate how he has handled this process, and we are excited about our team with Lamar leading the way. We will continue to work towards a long-term contract after the season, but for now, we are looking forward to a successful 2022 campaign. There it is. They couldn't get it done. Next time contract talks will be happening is in the offseason. Right now, it's go time. It's time to engage. It's time to focus in on the 2022 NFL season. They're all about football now. It's over. I said this way back in March. I want to repeat this. I said if you do not get a deal done before training camp, it's just not going to happen. And yes, we were hearing talks here and there throughout the preseason training camp, how they were having contract talks and they were having discussions and all this other stuff. We heard it. But honestly, I didn't see it happening. Heading into training camp, I'm like, well, looks like he's not going to get a contract. There was some hope there. There was some potential progress that was being made there or happening there, but we really didn't know. A lot of this has been speculation. Everything's been silent. So whenever someone's saying there's some progress or the Ravens have thrown this number out or this number out or Lamar's looking for this amount of money, we have no clue, okay? A lot of it's just been speculation. You had all that time before training camp to try and contact this dude and get it done. It didn't happen. Now, maybe Lamar probably wasn't coming in. Maybe the Ravens were contacting him, but Lamar wasn't interested. We don't know the whole situation. Everything's been silent. It's just been a bunch of speculations. What we do know is that they've at least had some talks, because they've directly said it. They've had some talks throughout training camp. I don't know about previously, but during training camp, they had some talks. And I did not think anything was going to come of it, because I just didn't believe it was too late at that point. I didn't believe it was going to happen during training camp. And of course, Ravens fans, they hoped and they hoped and they hoped. And they kept telling the Ravens, pay this man, pay this man, pay this man, get this deal done. But nothing happened. And I knew this was going to happen. So I'm not surprised. I'm sure there are Ravens fans that are definitely furious and angry. I'm sure they're looking at the franchise saying, why won't you pay this guy? There's probably a lot of frustration going around. People have been stressing the hell out over this situation. This may be one of the most unique, if not the most unique contract situation we've ever seen in sports. Like, this is just crazy. For a player of that caliber to not get an extension, for them not to be able to work out a deal, is crazy. It's legitimately crazy. But here we are. Lamar Jackson will be entering the season with no contract extension. He's under contract this year. He'll make $23 million, but next year he's going to be a free agent unless the Ravens choose to franchise tag him. And I believe if they go down the route of franchise tagging Lamar Jackson, it's not going to end well. You didn't franchise tag Flacco, so you're going to do that to Lamar? It's not going to go well. And that's where people are really going to start to look at this Ravens team sideways. But here we are. No contract extension for Lamar Jackson entering the 2022 NFL season. That's just how it is. That's what we're gonna deal with. It is what it is at the end of the day. It's just, man. I know a lot of Ravens fans are frustrated. It's unfortunate to me, because as a Ravens fan, I hoped that they would get it done, but it was not within my expectations. Entering training camp, I didn't think they'd get it done. A lot of times that I've been speaking on it throughout training camp and the preseason, you've seen me talk about this. I did not really think it was going to get done. I hoped it got done. I was praying it would get done. I want my quarterback to get his contract extension. I want him to be locked in with the team for years to come, but I just didn't see it happening throughout training camp. And once they told me the deadline was Friday, I didn't think it was going to happen. Hell, I gave him one last shot. I spoke about this and said they had 4 days. When training camp ended on Thursday last week, I said, no, I'm sorry, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday last week? I said, you have 4 days now. You had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to try and bring this guy in. There was no practice. You had those 4 days to try to bring him in and get this deal done. They were not able to. I thought the cutoff time would be Monday, but no, the cutoff time extended all the way until Friday. Yet here we are, Friday, no contract extension. They announced it. We knew, and I don't know if I thought an announcement would happen in regards to them not signing him. I believed an announcement was going to happen if they did sign him, but I'm surprised to see an announcement was made that they didn't sign him. Usually you don't really announce that you haven't signed your quarterback to an extension, but here we are. We're in that type of situation. And now it becomes crazy. It becomes very crazy. And entering this season, there's definitely going to be a lot of talks. And you got all these people thinking Lamar should hold out and he shouldn't step on that field without a contract. I don't know what's going to happen. Me personally, I don't think Lamar's going to do that. Just the way he's carried himself, the way he looks like he loves football, the focus he's had on trying to win a Super Bowl. I don't think he wants to give him a year of his prime just to try and get a contract. Especially because if it doesn't work out here, he can get a contract anywhere. I'm sorry, if Lamar Jackson hits the free agent market, he can get deals anywhere. There are several teams right now that will look for him. It's not even a conversation. It's not even a debate. If they let this man hit free agency, there's a good chance someone's going to offer him a crap load of money and he could leave. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not wishing for that, but let's not pretend like it's completely impossible for that to happen. We do not know what's going to happen. But what we do know is there will be no contract extension for Lamar Jackson this season. Heading into the 2022 NFL season, he's under contract for this year. He'll make $23 million. When the offseason comes, the Ravens will try to negotiate a contract again, but at that point, he's going to be a free agent unless they have to franchise tag him, which they most likely will if they can't come to some sort of deal by then. Ah, boy. It really sucks to be in this situation. It truly, truly sucks to be in this situation. Nobody wants to have their quarterback be in a situation like this where he's not getting a contract extension. He deserves to be paid. He deserves his contract, but the Ravens aren't willing to pay him that much, and it's definitely frustrating as a fan, and you don't want to see it, but here we are. So, Ravens fans, no matter how you feel about it, it's time to put your feelings aside and focus on the season because you talking about a contract at this point is meaningless. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change throughout the season. They're locked in and focused on this 2022 NFL season. At the end of the season, when the offseason comes up in February, they'll be willing to talk about it then. But for now, we just got to lock in and get ready for the Jets. That's how it's going to be. It is what it is at the end of the day. I guess it's come down to Lamar Jackson having to bet on himself. Hey, last time we were in this situation, we got a Super Bowl out of it in Joe Flacco. Let's hope we can get a Super Bowl out of it with Lamar Jackson. That's the only positive thing we can take away from this. But it is what it is at the end of the day. We'll see what happens with this situation. For now, contract talks have officially ceased, and they will resume at the end of the season. It's time for some Ravens football. It's time for the season to start, and we start off with the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium on Sunday. So that's the focus right now. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but it's time to move on, Ravens flock. With that being said, that is all I've got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace!